It's election day in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. So here comes all the silly propaganda from Western media. This guy has such style. Look at that jacket. Yeah, I need one of those. Anyways, you will see a lot of silliness in the media today if you follow North Korea. For one, let's point out the red and green boxes. You'll see this brought up a lot, how you can only vote yes or no. Oh no. So that's true, but you have to remember that elections everywhere in the world do not work exactly how they do here in the United States, and many people out there realize that the elections here in the United States are far from democratic. In fact, that's why many people don't even bother to show up to vote at all, unlike in places like the DPRK or Cuba or China, where voting actually matters. Do people actually show up and vote? The reason why you can only vote yes or no is for one, if you vote no, then if enough people, I don't know the exact percentage, if it's 50% or 51%, but if the majority vote no, then there will be a new election. There'll be a new leader to pick from, okay? Second of all, it's not this whole advertised campaign of me versus him for, a year or 2 years and all this advertising of money spent up. It's done at the local level where people are nominated, so the debates have already been done. They've already discussed Bob versus Joe. They virtually already come to a consensus. That's why now all that's left to do is to go vote and sure it up. So headlines like this, they're trying to suggest something nefarious is going on. North Korea cites rare dissent in elections, even as 99% back candidates. North Korea on Tuesday made a rare mention of dissenting votes in recent elections, although analysts dismissed it as an attempt to portray an image of a normal society rather than signaling any meaningful increase of rights in the authoritarian state. What is a normal society? Just because they do things different than we do does not mean that they are not normal. This seems a little, racist. And authoritarian, by what measure? The United States has something like 850 military bases around the world. That's pretty authoritarian. And aren't we something like a quarter of the world's prison population? 1 out of every 100 Americans is in prison or jail, y'all. Talk about authoritarian? And did you know that these people can actually recall their politicians if they're not doing a good job? Wouldn't that be nice? And if you don't want to go into the polling place to vote, you can stay at home and the mobile teams will come to you. How nice. In the United States, we can't wrap our heads around anything being any different than our system. We have a system that is based on fighting, a system based on competition, where they have a system based on cooperation. Yes, there are more than just one party in the DPRK, but there they seek, like in China and other places that you'll hear, other than the United States, they are based on cooperating with one another, on coming together to work out the best ways of moving forward. And if you're curious at all to actually learn a bit about how the DPRK's elections and how their party systems work, you can read their constitution. We'll read a couple spots here. Says Article 6, the organs of state power at all levels, from the County People's Assembly to the Supreme People's Assembly, are elected on the principle of universal, equal, and direct suffrage by secret ballot. Article 7, deputies to the organs of state power at all levels have close ties with their constituents and are accountable to them for their work. The electors may recall at any time the deputies they have elected if the latter lose the trust of the former. That sounds nice. Article 8. The social system of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is a people-centered system under which the working people are the masters of everything and everything in society serves them. The state shall defend the interests of the workers, peasants, soldiers, intellectuals, and all other working people who have been freed from the exploitation and oppression and become the masters of their state and society and respect and protect human rights. And now you are getting into the meat of it all, the reasons why the imperialist press and our politicians hate on North Korea so much. I mean, read all of that again. Go on, check out their constitution for yourself. Here's just a little bit more real quickly. All citizens who have reached the age of 17 have the right to elect and to be elected. Citizens are guaranteed freedom of speech, the press, assembly, demonstration, and association. Citizens have freedom of religious belief. Citizens are entitled to submit complaints and petitions. The state shall investigate and deal with complaints and petitions impartially as stipulated by law. Citizens have the right to work. All able-bodied citizens may choose an occupation in accordance with their wishes and skills and are provided with stable jobs and working conditions. Citizens who have the right to relaxation. Citizens are entitled to free medical care. Citizens have a right to education. Sounds like a terrible dictatorship, doesn't it?